Hi, welcome to American Rugby Rundown. So, last night the Eagles took it to Argentina. It was the first game of the America's Rugby Championship, and the final score was 35-35, which obviously is a tie, which typically ties are kind of, not exciting. They're kind of a letdown, anticlimactic. However, last night was not the case. It was a great game all the way through. It came down to the wire. We didn't really know who was going to win. For a while, we thought the Eagles were going to hold on to their lead, and then Argentina tied it up, and then we thought that Argentina was going to win at the very end, but it ended up in the tie, and it was a great game with lots of positives all around, especially since going into the game, I did not really think that the Eagles would really have a chance, especially since they just got their new coach. They have a lot of new players coming in, some veterans retired, and so I thought it wasn't going to be a very pretty game for the Eagles. However, it was. It was a great game, all 80 minutes. Of particular note, the forwards did really well, especially in the scrum. Argentina is known for having a great scrum, and the Eagles are not. However, they took it to them time and time again, and were even awarded several penalties off of the scrum, and looked like a force to be reckoned with. They were led by Eric Fry, who as well scored a try during the match. They did it really well. Also, with the forwards, in the mauls, there was a time in the second half when they had a line out about 5 meters out from their own try line, and they tried maul time and time again. Twice Argentina was whistled for swimming in from the side, and so the Eagles tried to maul again and again. And finally, on their third try, they were able to maul all the way in and score a try. Todd Clever scored a try off of that. So that was impressive that the team and the coaching staff trusted their forwards enough to give them several chances with the maul to score, and eventually their trust paid off because they were able to score off of a maul. And so that's a huge positive, and it showed that the forwards really have improved from the World Cup and that they are now really a force to be reckoned with. Another positive were the veterans. They're still playing really well. Of particular note, Nguyen and Todd Clever. Nguyen played like he was a man possessed last night. He was all over the place. He had a try of his own, and he had a try-saving tackle. He had some great runs, some great passes. He played a really, really good match last night, along with Todd Clever. It was great to see him back since we missed him during the World Cup. Obviously, he had a try. He had some great tackles. He had some good runs, some good passes. He was all over the place, really contributing throughout the entire 80 minutes. And then finally, big positive, James Bird. He was the fly half for us last night, played all 80 minutes. He made his Eagles debut last night, and he played really, really well. Strong athlete. He made most of his kicks for us. He had the kicking responsibilities, and he made most of them. He missed a couple near the end of the game, but they were real difficult kicks from long ways away, so I won't hold that against him. But AJ McGinty, he's usually the guy who kicks for us, and he's usually our fly half. He was overseas playing, so he wasn't able to make it to the game last night. But he and James Bird are really going to have to compete for that fly half spot, I think. I think James Bird really made a case for him having that position. Obviously, he's going to need some more experience. That was his first international game. But he showed that he can keep up with the rest of the team and with anybody else. He had some good tackles, great runs, great passes. Look for his name coming in years ahead. He played really well, and so did the rest of the rookies. There was a lot of guys getting their first caps last night, and they played really well. There wasn't any obvious weak link throughout the entire match. I said last night that if the Eagles were going to have a shot in this game, that they were going to need to play solid rugby all 80 minutes, and they did that. Even when the reserves came in, there wasn't any dramatic loss of talent or of skill, and that's a serious positive. In years past, months past even, once the reserves came in, it was kind of over for us, that we knew that our game just wasn't going to be as good. But that wasn't the case last night. Our reserves came in, and they played really well. They performed awesomely. So, next week, they play against Canada. Canada's typically not as good a team as Argentina, but still they always seem to turn it up and play really well against the U.S. So look for that to be a good game. And it'll be a similar situation with the airing as this game's was. Saturday live, it will be on ESPN3, so online, and then the next day, Sunday, It will be on ESPN2. So if you weren't able to watch that game yesterday, you can watch it today, 5 o'clock Pacific time on ESPN2. So watch the Super Bowl, enjoy that, and then if it's kind of a dud of a game, like Super Bowls sometimes are, tell your friends, hey, let's watch an actually good game, flip it over to ESPN2, and then watch an awesome USA-Argentina game. And then next week, same sort of thing, ESPN3 Saturday, ESPN2 Sunday. So like, comment, subscribe, comment in the comments section. Tell me, how did you think the Eagles did against Argentina? What were the positives? Where needs to be improvement? Hit me up on Twitter, and I'll see you next week.